This week on The Rock.
We take a look into the Anacortes cross-country team, who they are, and why they run.
Next, we dive into the importance of police dogs and how they help our local law enforcement.
Finally, we meet some working students and explore the benefits of having a paying job while in high school.
All this coming up on this week's edition of The Rock.
Three, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome back, AHS, to another episode of The Rock. I'm John Harrison.
And I'm Georgia Stoltz. We have some great stories lined up for you today, starting with a segment on our very own cross-country team.
Many people don't enjoy running. It's hard and tedious, they say. But for these people, it's their lifestyle.
I started to really like running when my older siblings did it in high school and college, and it's just something I've always kind of wanted to do too. And it's really fun, and it's a super fun environment to be around with people that you like and love, and you're all exercising and just kind of suffering together, but it's great.
To be a great runner, you don't necessarily have to be like the top runner and be like winning all your meets. To be like a great runner, you need to be like dedicated and come to practice every day, have a good attitude about it. And an average runner, I would say, just kind of goes out and just is like, oh, I did my best, like I can't really improve that much. But a great runner is like, even though they may not be the fastest, they're still like putting in an effort to improve.
One of the biggest motivators for cross country is
self-improvement.
Yeah, and I totally have to agree with the self-improvement part, because unlike other sports, cross country and track too, but cross country especially, you can see how you develop like through your times, and it's actually like measurable, and it's fun to see yourself improve, and it's fun to see other people improve too. You know, like, oh hey, you got a 1-minute PR, that's so cool, and you can like celebrate.
After understanding the motivations of the runners, we wanted to know about race day.
Practice days, you're not gonna go out and you're not gonna run as fast as you can. Even on speed workout days, there's a percentage or like a time that you're supposed to run. Race days, there's like a whole like thing to it, like just from the beginning of the day all the way through school. Then most of the time we leave school early. There's like a whole mental during the day about races, and then we go on a little warm up, but race day's not like normally about getting in miles or anything. It's just you're gonna run as hard as you can for the 3 miles. So.
Cross country has changed my life. Like, I was kind of a chubby 6th grade boy, and then, you know, by the end of middle school, I mean, I'm a little skinny, but I feel like I'm in great shape. And also, I've made a lot of friends.
If you just don't have a sport in the fall and you want to try something, it's an open environment. Like, anybody can go and do it, and you'll see improvement. Like, it's really awesome to like see the improvement, and you can track it, and it's awesome. So, yeah.
Wow, we have some hardworking athletes running for our school.
Speaking of hard workers, this last Tuesday we had a visit from an absolutely adorable member of our local law enforcement.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling really good.
Earlier this week, our library had some special canine visitors. These service dogs are here to help those in need of it. Another kind of dog service provided here is the canine unit at the police station. Unfortunately, many of our students have a misinterpretation of why the dogs come into our school. To learn more about our canine companions, we asked our very own Officer Dotzauer and also the Anacortes Police Department's dog trainer to inform us.
So how the canine unit works is that the school, usually the principal of a school here, Mr. Rongren, will ask for the support from the Anacortes Police Department in having a canine come and do a drug sniff through the school.
So my name is Officer Scott Ray. I've been with the Anacortes Police Department for 5 years. Before that I did 20 years in the military. And I've had this canine for about a year and 9 or 10 months, somewhere there.
So what are the different things that the dogs are trained to smell?
So we have dogs that'll sniff out cash, or certain types of fruit or vegetables, or drugs, or explosives, or search and rescue dogs that'll sniff out people but won't bite them. And then of course there's patrol dogs which is something to sniff them out and take action against the person. So whatever you train them to smell, they can smell. Narcotics dogs traditionally smell meth, heroin, ecstasy, cocaine, and marijuana. Those are the big smells that are traditionally imprinted on the working canines that are narcotics dogs. For T-Bone, he works about 75% for Daddy telling him he did a good job. He's a lab. So 25% is I get the toy, 75% is you're amazing. I get along with him pretty famously. And I think that is obvious when we work together, that you can see that we get along well. Almost 500 times we've deployed police canine team now in almost 2 years. I mean, that's a lot of deployments. And so I get to talk to a lot of people whose lives are upside down and a mess, and they're addicted. And many of them tried it just once, or had a boyfriend and girlfriend and push it on them just once. And now their life is horrible. And they're using constantly, and they've given up all their personal relationships, and they lie and cheat and steal and live on the street and do all kinds of horrible things for this silly narcotic. And so if I had one message, if there was one thing I could tell young people, is don't even try it. Just run from it. There's so much more to life. There's so many cool things to see and people to meet and things to achieve, and it can all be ruined by trying one of these nasty things once. So run far away.
You were right. He is adorable. It's cool to see a dog have such an awesome job.
Having an enjoyable job is super important. Some students at our school are already getting a head start on finding employment in our community.
There's a lot of students at Anacortes High School, most of which don't have jobs. We're going to interview the ones who do have jobs and explore the benefit of that.
My name is Cody Mole. I'm 15 and I work at Papa Murphy's. I got it last year, not last year, this year in February.
So other kids don't have jobs at the school. How has having a job for you helped you out?
It helps me out by just making extra money on the side and saving up for cars in college.
I work at Calico Cupboard and I'm a busser, and I also work the register.
How/when did you get your job?
I got my job this last summer and worked all summer, and then I just put in the application and got an interview, and then she hired me on the spot, which was pretty exciting.
How often do you work per week?
I worked about 40 to 60 hours a week during the summer. I would say that having a job teaches you really good work ethic, and earning money yourself is really satisfying because you're not like relying on your parents for money, you've like earned it yourself.
What is your job?
I work at the Fidalgo Country Inn. I got my job about 2 weeks ago, and it's from my parents.
How would you describe the benefits of having a job to a person without a job?
Ooh, okay. Having a job is a lot better than not having a job because you start getting income, you start getting more money, and with more money, you can start buying your own stuff and not having to ask your parents for money.
This is just a sneak peek of some of the benefits of having a job as a high schooler. I'm Levi, and this is The Rock.
Well, that wraps up for this episode of The Rock. If you didn't catch the entire broadcast, you can check us out on youtube.com/ahslive.
If you have any suggestions for future shows, feel free to contact us at therock@asd103.org. We'd love to hear your input.
Be sure to tune in next week for another great show. But until then, from our rock to yours, have a great day, AHS.